Hello and welcome to another segment of the St George's Road Food Festival. Today we're with Doris from the local Chinese Association, and Doris is going to explain to us a little bit about the Chinese culture, the Chinese community, and we're going to do some choreography. Welcome, Doris. Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Doris.
I was born in China, and then I grew up in Hong Kong. Then I married it in Canada, and then came back to settle in Australia.
Wow, bit of a journey.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I lived in Canada for 6 years before I come to Australia. My ex-husband, he's a Norwegian, and then he's Australian-born Norwegian. So yeah, so we back in here to settle. Talk about the Chinese. I think in 1999, I was invited to go to a sort of a like council meeting or a multicultural meeting, and I was the only Chinese there. So people asked me, how about the Chinese community? And I really don't know anybody actually. So I think about it and I thought, well, we better start a community because I know the other groups that have communities.
Like a formal association.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. So I started to get the phone book and write letters and phone up all the Chinese names that I can find in the phone book. And then eventually I got about over 40 people and started a meeting in the family restaurants in City Walk.
Yes.
Our language started with Cantonese, and because everybody has come from the south of China or Malaysia or Singapore. But however, within these few years, the culture, even our own culture changes. Lots of people come from mainland China, and the main language is Mandarin, or you call 普通话. And so when we now have meetings, we have sort of three languages, Cantonese, Mandarin, and English, of course.
So, with being the local association here in Shepparton, I know your community celebrates events throughout the year, and one of the main events that I remember going to, and obviously, unfortunately, this year we couldn't have, I think, would be the Chinese New Year celebrations. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the Chinese New Year celebration and the importance and the significance of the celebrations?
The Chinese New Year usually start in according to the lunar calendar, but according to the lunar calendar, usually fall into our Western calendar around the end of January and the middle of February. The celebration is very big. We have to say that like those little envelopes we usually give to, it's from a senior give blessing to the junior. So they put lucky money in there, of course, and they usually give to them or put it under their pillow before in the midnight of the New Year Eve. So when they got up, they got they've got some nice envelopes. So you can see that the envelopes, they got blessing words. For this one is called Fu. That means blessing and lucky. And also here you can see that this one got some Mandarin. And Mandarin actually is a blessing food in that way. And the fish means you have plenty, you have leftover. And also this kind, as you can see that it's a Mandarin tree and it's also a blessing. So that's all. Another big festival is the Lantern Festival during the 8th month, the 15th of the 8th month when the full moon. So we are having a moon festival. And we have moon cakes, and I don't have moon cake today. But usually they have also lanterns hanging all up there and celebrate that. Wow.
So can I just say, a lot of the things that you've showed us today, they've got writing on them.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about the importance of writing and how that is involved within the actual, design of a lot of the things that you have?
Yeah. Penmanship and calligraphy is considered as an art and very important to Chinese history because it's through the writings that we got history books to hang it down. Now the Chinese works start in nearly more than 5,000 years ago. We already have proper writings, and usually it's carving on the bones. But because of we using the brush, so it's stroke by strokes.
Yeah.
So the Japanese culture, the Korean culture also use our brushes together and use hanji. In the primary school, we usually use this squares because the Chinese work is in square. And for small writings, we write each squares. Yeah. But for big writings, I'll demonstrate later. And you can see the 9 squares. So the students usually practice every day.
Okay.
Writings. And the Chinese usually decorated their art and paintings.
With writing?
Yeah, through writings.
Yeah.
And also we have that really lifestyle paintings.
Okay.
And you can see the calligraphy is on the side to explain. And that is the story of the life of in Beijing, the Tiananmen Square before that. That on the other side is the imperial city, the Forbidden City, and how the shops on the side is like that.
So the detail in here is very, very detailed. I could see. This looks like it's made out of, what material is this?
Silk.
Silk?
Yeah, it's silk paintings.
Oh, wow. So, and this would have been done by hand?
Yes, that's right.
This is amazing. And because, there's little fine details in there. And as you say, I can see words among the whole drawing, or the painting or the art.
Yeah, and can you see the clothes, the olden time, how they wear? Because Chinese have such a long history, so every dynasty have different costumes and different clothes, So the one that the last emperor, that one is from Qing dynasty, we call it, is from the north. So they usually have long hair and plaited at the back.
Okay.
But in the other dynasty, like Song dynasty, that is a Han dynasty back into 2000 BC, that way, and they bundle the hair on the top.
Okay.
That's a man. Yeah. And women usually have, in Tang Dynasty, they have a curly hair and bundle it up in a very high, so they make them more beauty.
Yeah. You've mentioned a lot of things about art and about the calligraphy. So do you want to show us a little demonstration? Maybe our viewers can also try at home.
I can show you what they usually have. This is called for treasure of the calligraphy. First of all, this is done as this is the ink.
Okay.
And you get some water, and then so you got the ink. I got the molten one.
Yeah.
And this is the brush, of course. And here's the putting the ink, and this is putting the stem.
Yeah.
You cut the stem, and then after you finish your paintings, and you put the stem in there. Okay.
So that's the traditional kit.
Yeah, that's a traditional kit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, but today we'll just be using an ordinary brush. Yes, and that's something great for our viewers to be able to try at home, because they can have things like this they can buy from the shop.
They can buy, or you can use some, watercolor or something like that too.
Because I'm guessing it's very hard to get access to something like this kit here.
In Chinatown they have.
Okay.
Now, when the kids are little, like I said, they usually do some handwritings. So if they have small writings, they can use the guy one 2. And then there's a man. But usually you practice the big ones, you will use the 4 feet square.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? That's the sky. See, I can show you that what happened is, this word is man.
Yeah.
In Chinese, isn't it? Just like a man walking.
Okay, yeah, it looks like.
Yeah. And this one is big. When a man opens his hand, it's big, okay? And this word means above the big man, there's a sky. Yeah, that's what we usually teaching the kids at home, of course, yeah.
Thank you so much, Doris, for your time, and thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your culture and a little bit about the importance of language, writing, and art, and also sharing with us about the community here in Shepparton. I think we've learnt a lot from yourself, and there's a lot for us to try as well to get that panda looking great, just like the one you got. So thank you so much once again for coming today and sharing that with us. We've learnt a lot.